Let's get started with our big sports betting update of the day. Comes in the prediction market space. Kalshi is banning 3 political candidates for trading on their own elections. Believe it or not, Matt Klein of Minnesota, Zeke Enriquez of Texas, and Mark Moran of Virginia. Kalshi says, hey, you're on our site and you're on our app. You shouldn't be predicting on your own elections. So some were small ones, but regardless, all 3 were banned from Kalshi for 5 years and fined, with Morgan from Virginia receiving the biggest fine. And he said that he intentionally placed the bet to expose issues with the platform, which does make some sense, by the way. But either way, Kalshi is, they take predictions on betting on, or, well, they'll say betting. They take predictions on elections. And if you're involved in the elections, you shouldn't be on their site regardless. It's wild, wild west with prediction markets. Okay, defensive player James Pearce of the Atlanta Falcons got some good news. This is courtesy of Andy Slater. He says that all of the charges will be dismissed if he completes a program offered to him by the state of Florida, and will have to stay out of trouble for the next 6 months. No jail time, but the NFL could still suspend Pearce for some of these issues. We'll see what happens in the summer, and they'll make their decision. All right, there was no complicating issues last night between the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic. An absolute blowout last night. Pistons beat the Magic 98-83, so they come back in a very big way. First home playoff win for Detroit since 2008. Cade Cunningham at 27 points in the win, and they finally got back to their style of basketball, says head coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
It's Pistons basketball, and that's what it looks like. Like I said, we had one off night just to happen to come at a bad time. But I know what our guys are, and we trusted that they were going to come back tonight, be the best version of themselves at some point. We just played defense. It's that simple. When we play defense at the level we're capable of, it triggers everything for us. We can be an elite defensive team, a disruptive defensive team that pushes and gets us transition easy baskets, and that's what we did.
The series now shifts back to Orlando, tied at 1-1. What's the outlook heading back home?
It's great to get back home, in front of our fans, the best fans that we have. I think just our ability to come out with the right type of energy, the right focus, the right amount of physicality, understanding exactly how they're swinging and how they're punching from the beginning of the game. So we've got to make sure that we keep our minds right, keep our heads right, get our recovery the way we need to, and come out with a game plan for some of the things that they did tonight that they adjusted to that we'll have to adjust to as well.
All right, so that series is all tied up at 1. Unfortunately for the Phoenix Suns, they couldn't do the same against the Oklahoma City Thunder. 120-103, depending on how you bet this game. Really close, 17.5-point favorites. So some folks won with Phoenix, some pushes, etc. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he led the way, 37 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. The Suns certainly were not happy with the outcome of this game and not happy with the refs also. Devin Booker had 22, Dylan Brooks had 30. Here's Mark Degno, the head coach of the Thunder, talking about the differences in the 2 wins for his squad.
A large difference in the game was Phoenix. I thought they had a sharpness tonight that was impressive. I thought, like I said, after game 1, you have to pace with the series because each team has the same opportunity to improve, and I thought they improved night to night. And put us in some tougher spots. So things we can learn from. I thought we did a really good job building the lead that we did in the third, heading into the fourth. Obviously, the fourth was a little wacky. We'll watch that. Some of that, I think, was shot making. We had some good ones that didn't go down. And then other parts of it, I think, were controllable. So definitely stuff to take from the fourth quarter. But generally, it was a good win. We built a strong lead, and we're able to hold it.
Yeah, first off, I thought our fight, that's the team that we've had all year. After a tough loss, emotional week, to come back in a tough environment, play that hard, especially back against the wall. Felt like everything was against you. Down 26 to come the whole way back to get it to 10. Incredible fight, incredible grit. Some of it wasn't drawn up. Some of it was just absolute willpower by some of our guys. So thought that was a major positive. That's what got us back in the game, that force, that grit, a way to hit those guys to keep them off the glass. We found some of the things that we talked about. Some of it translated. We just got to do it for a full 48.
That series, of course, will continue this weekend. All right, 3 more games tonight. We'll get previews a little bit later in the show. By the way, Keldon Johnson won the 6th Man of the Year. He's on the San Antonio Spurs, and also with the draft coming up soon, Darius Acuff Jr. has declared for the draft. Will be a top 10 pick in the draft coming up in, I believe it is June, the next NBA draft. All right, in baseball last night, yes, the losing streak is officially over. That's the good news for the Mets. The bad news is in the win, they lost Francisco Lindor to a calf injury, and it looks like he is going on the injured list. Mets beat the Cubs 3-2. That was the final. And right now, it is the Byron Buxton show for the Twins. He had another home run yesterday. Mets beat the Twins 3-2. Buxton a home run. Also drove in a run as well. Carlos Mendoza talked about winning finally after a 12-game losing streak.
Carlos, what's just the general feeling finally getting the win?
I mean, it's always good when you win a baseball game at the big league level, let alone when you're going through a 12-game losing streak. So it was nice to get that one, and just now concentrate on just playing baseball and not about the losing streak. Great effort overall. It wasn't easy, but I thought we played a pretty good game today.
All right, so now the longest losing streak in the National League goes to the Philadelphia Phillies in the same division. The Cubs beat them 7-2. Alex Bregman went 3 for 5. Seiya Suzuki is hot. He had another home run yesterday, also went 2 for 4. The Phillies placed catcher JT Realmuto on the IL and also announced today that they've waived Taijuan Walker, the final year of his 4-year contract with the Phillies. So they're trying to shake things up, and Trey Turner says that they are not going to give up no matter how many games they lose.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. Not having much fun in here, which is tough. This is a great game. We're lucky to play it, and when you are expected to win and you want to win and it's not happening, it's tough and not fun. But that's why we're here. We got to keep grinding, keep going, and there's gonna be no quit.
All right, the best pitcher in baseball this season continues to be the Angels' Jose Soriano. Another fantastic start as the Angels beat the Blue Jays 7-3. Soriano, 5 innings pitched, no runs. His ERA, .24 on the season. He's been fantastic. Shohei Ohtani was also fantastic yesterday. The Giants, though, ended up coming back late to beat the Dodgers 3-0. Ohtani, 6 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, but Tyler Mahle was even more dominant than normal. 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts for him. Dave Roberts wishes that his offense got going. We'll see if they can rebound today.
Yeah, it was just, I don't have an answer right now, and we got a tough one tomorrow versus Webb. So we got to find a way to, keep fighting, keep competing, and hopefully, we take some good at bats tomorrow.
Finish out their series today, and of course the Houston Astros have had a tough time this season, but they do have the Majors home run league leader, Yordan Alvarez, hit his 11th of the season yesterday, and the Astros beat the Guardians 2-0. In the NHL Stanley Cup playoff push yesterday, the Flyers take a 3-0 series lead on the Penguins. Penguins were favored to win the series, not anymore. Wild edged the Stars in overtime 2-1. The Ducks beat the Oilers. Their series is tied at 1, and we got 3 games tonight. In hockey, Buffalo, Boston, Carolina, Ottawa, and Colorado, LA.